Hello there everyone and welcome back to another episode of DML. So today we are going to be hatching the Muerte dragon, which was the reward dragon for completing level 6 of the costume quest Halloween event. And this egg looks pretty cool. Like, it's got flowers on the top and the little patterns at the bottom there. But obviously this is basically a skull candy dragon for anyone that's ever heard about that as well. But it's something to do with the Day of the Dead. So there's a beautiful sadness about the Muerte dragon, as if the beast knows going into battle that everyone must one day lose their fight, but to fight at all is something worth living for. That's actually kind of really morbid, that it's like everyone knows that they're gonna die, but at least they're having fun fighting. Delicious. Delicious, but that marks dragon number 308 in our collection, another epic as well. So, like I've said before, this dragon isn't much of a fighter by any stretch. It is basically just a collector's item, so if you just want to add the dragon to your big growing collection of dragons, this is the little girl for you. But we are going to level her up into her adult form here, which, not too different from the baby form, it's just the flowers are a little bit bigger and, you know, just a few changes to the body. But very cool looking dragon. I like dragons that are based on really abstract ideas, and then they put them onto the body types, because, like, skull candy, that sounds really weird, but they managed to do it here, which I'm a big fan of. It's just like the school bus dragon. I love stuff like that. I super duper duper love stuff like that. And actually, you know what, I don't often end up doing this, but how about we do a quick fight with her? Level 10, most of my dragons are like level 15, so I'll just level her up a little bit more. Plus, we'll get some event currency. So let's use her in a fight, because, you know, why the heck not? And ignore my Discord going off, because as per usual, if I don't mute everything, anytime I forget to mute stuff, I get 27 notifications, of course, because why would I not? Again, I can just hear it. I can just hear that it's happening. And I just want it to stop. Stop happening every time. But who else should we put into our team here, just to take a look at them? How about we put Evil, our flag dragon, in here? We're gonna wreck this fight, by the way, because we do have Plant and they're weak to it. But, you know, every so often it is cool to see these dragons in fights, just to, you know, get a sense of what their animations and stuff are like. I mean, it's the same for all dragons of that body type, obviously. I still think it's pretty cool. And while this fight is going on, I'm going to try and check who the heck is messaging me, because depending on who it is, it may be very important, or it may not be. Which is the joy of not knowing, I suppose. But either way, there we go. We'll wreck them. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's good. Message checked. Message has not been ignored. Again, I'm sorry, I always get notifications when I try and do stuff. Oh well. But, apart from that, you know, we are very, very close to getting the eyeball dragon. We just need to open up the chest, basically, and then we will have him. So, we won't be taking a look at him today, but we will be taking a look at him very, very soon. So, there's our fight with the Muerte done. And now that we're on to the next day, it means that we have our resets for all of our blue map fights and all that funky stuff, so we can skip these heroic mode fights. And again, the reason I skip the heroic mode fights is because then I don't have to waste as much energy doing them. So then we can use the energy on the regular mode blue fights. So if we do the skip fights here, look at how much we're getting. We're getting 1 million gold per time, and we're getting about 90,000 food. So we very quickly get a lot of resources by doing this. So if you have any auto battle tickets, like any at all, definitely you should be doing this as well. It's just the best thing to do at the end of the day. And this is super weird. How often does it happen that it, like, has the first fight out of a set be blue and then the rest are green? I think it's to do with the gate being there, but still, that's kind of weird. It's not often I see that. But luckily for us, we have a ton of auto battle tickets, so we can do that. And now, because we've got 10 energy, we can come back to our regular fights here and just do these. Again, it's perfect way to get so many resources by doing this. I love it. Absolutely love doing this. We could skip the fights or like 2 times speed them as well if we wanted to. I'm not going to, purely for the fact that, you know, if I just skipped how quick all the fights go, it ends up being about 10 seconds long. And the whole point of me doing these fights is to, I guess, show you what I do as a player to quickly get fights done and get as many resources as we possibly can. Because that's another reason why I'm really, really pushy about people using aggressive teams. Because I used to think that the Lantern Dragon and the Torch Dragon in particular weren't that great as a battler, because I was like, so what if you can one-shot everything? What difference does it make if the dragon doesn't actually do that much against, like, arena enemies? But, you know, I had to rethink that stance as soon as I leveled him up. I don't remember why exactly I was tempted to level him up when I had that mindset, but I was, and he is a lifesaver. It genuinely cuts down the amount of time it takes to do fights by, like, probably, I don't even know, like 60%? Because we have to wait for 3 turns of attacks with the Autumn Dragon, whereas it's just all at once with him. And the AoE on both his fire and light attacks are actually still super good against enemy dragons. Like, it's not as good as light or shadow. Like, those DOT attacks are incredibly good, but they still help with doing a lot of damage to all 3 of the enemy dragons, which in some situations may actually be the difference between whether you win or lose the fight. So, it is one of those things that really you have to have the dragons to, like, at this level against the enemies to really see it or understand the difference. But, I mean, go back to episode, I don't know, 45 of my DML series and compare it to where we are now. And you'll notice the fights in the old, the old series fights, they were so slow. And we had dragons that, I think for the most part, my dragons were upgraded to, like, level 6 attacks, but just because we didn't have legendaries, and just because I didn't have a whole lot of AoE, those fights were super painful, and stuff like the dungeon was impossible at the time. But, you know, even if you feel bad about, like, watching videos and, like, I one-shot everything, and you're like, oh, my team doesn't do that, though. You know, just take it as a good thing that if you keep playing, you will be able to do this one day. Because I understand how annoying it is to, like, watch other people be able to do it in about 2 seconds, and yet you're still there grinding and grinding for, like, so long just for single fights. I get that. I was there at one point, you know? And I also wanted to mention that this guy is level 40, so which means that we are 5 levels away from being able to upgrade our temples. And then we have one more Shadow Dragon left after him until we can upgrade our Shadow Temple as well. So I do need to actually start saving money. At the same time, I want to level up as quickly as possible. So we'll clear out this stuff, and how close are we to level 112 then? We are 2 million XP, and we get 200,000 per little, or per decoration. So that's like 600,000. That's basically 1 million already that we're already clearing out. Okay then. That's fair enough. So if we clear out these 2 and the rest of the trees, we are going to hit level 112, like, really quickly. Which does mean that I can get an extra habitat space, because now that we have the Muerte Dragon, I legitimately have 0 space. 0. I have no extra habitat room for my dragons, so I really, really needed to prioritize getting a level up. Really needed to do that. But, you know, that is basically just me rambling at this point. We do also have these 2 that are going to come out and give us another Treater Dragon in 3 hours. And I can't believe we've gotten 3 already. That's just kind of crazy. And let's collect this food then while we're here. We do have 6 million, so we might as well put in some spring cherries just for now. It's like, when we get the upgrade for that Hazmat Dragon, then we'll start saving up all the gold that we can. Because then it's going to be super, super duper necessary for us to save everything. But, you know, I think that is where I am going to end it for now. But, you know, like I said, good luck with getting the Muerte if you're still on your way. Again, you'll have to be on level 6 by now, and at least have opened, like, a couple of chests to realistically have a chance at getting her. So, I really do hope that you can at least get her, or both of them, her and the eyeball, if you have the time to do it. But for now, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you then.